Allison. Welcome to my YouTube channel and another video using this fun Windows with a View collection from Spellbinders. Now today I just wanted to make some easy and quick cards. So I am using patterned paper to achieve both an inside and outside view for my windows today. Now, two of these are shaker cards, so we're actually going to start off with the one that's not a shaker card. And this window I've already glued onto my panel. This is the Vista View window. This is the main set of that collection. And I have a little background that's the interior of my house. And for that, I used the half dots Enchanted paper pad from Waffle Flower. Now, they have several versions of this paper pad. They even have ones with lines and different colors, and they're just really fun. And for the outside of my house, I am using the Wood Textures paper pad from the Craft Consortium. I love this paper pad. I think it's so versatile. And here's the actual paper that I used. You saw in my last video, I created my own siding for the outside of the house, and this is obviously a lot easier. Just add some wood paneling, and you have instant exterior of the house. All right, this is a planter die that came in that main set. I didn't use it in my last video, so I thought I would use it today. And I'm going to add grass, little grass leaves. This is from the Up in the Air View. This is another set from that collection. And you might recognize the little carrots and this adorable bunny. This is from the Large Die of the Month for February. And I think I've shown this in another video, but there's a little slit at the top of these carrots, and I just add glue right on top of that slit so I can just put the little carrot topper in there. And I'm cutting a piece of foam tape and putting it in the bottom of that window frame so that my planter is kind of popped up. That's going to make it easier for me to add the grass and the carrots and everything that I want in there. So I'm just adding this little planter box. Now there is another piece that adds detail to this planter box, but I just decided to leave it black. And I'm cutting down my grass and just gluing it inside. And again, see how easy it is to pop down there because the planter is popped up on foam tape. You just want to make sure the foam tape is down far enough so that you can tuck things in. Now for the carrots, you'll see I obviously cut them down because they're pretty large, and I'm just tucking some of them behind the grass and some of them in front, and just snipping them at angles when I need to. And for the bunny, I'm actually going to glue the ears directly to the window so that the ears are a little further away from the bunny butt, just to provide a little bit of perspective. I'm going to add a little bit of foam tape behind the bunny just to give him a little bit more stability. Now look at this adorable sentiment. This is from the Reverse Some Bunny sentiment strips. These are from Simon Says Stamp. You see me use these a lot. They have so many different versions of these sentiment strips. And I'm adding a little bit of thin foam tape to the back of part of this sentiment because it's going to be straddling part of the window frame. And I have little pieces of leftover grass. So I'm just going to kind of fill in the scene here. And there is my final card. And again, it was so easy, and the pattern paper just really sets the scene. All right, we're going to use this pattern paper again. Now I'm going to use a full sheet of it, and you'll see that it's divided into two colors. And because it's 8.5 by 5.5, when I score it in half, it's going to create an A2 card base. Now I'm just scoring with this little stylus tool that I have in my stash. And look at that adorable card base. All right, so now I have cut the exterior scene for this card. And for that, I used a Starry Night paper pack from La La Land Crafts. And look at all these adorable papers that have stars. And there's even some plaids and some Christmas images. I just adore this paper pack. All right, so this is the die that I used to cut that little starry piece of paper. And now I'm just going to show you how to cut the actual window frame. I may have shown this in my past video, but I just like to tape the first piece down so it stays in place, and then I could put the next piece in and it will cut nice and even. And there's the resulting window frame. Now I'm going to add a little moon. This die comes from the Up in the Air view. Again, this set is part of the Windows with the View collection. And you'll see I've added thin pieces of foam tape all around the border of this frame. Just really easy. And I'm going to add Oh My Stars confetti. These are really thin pieces of confetti. They kind of have a holographic look to them. They're really fun. I didn't have to double up my foam tape because, again, I didn't put a bunch of these in there, and they're just super thin. So I didn't need to double up the foam tape. And now I'm just going to put the backer on there and seal it up. And look how easy that was. All right, before I glue this onto my panel, you can see the blue from the sides, the blue of that background. So I am taking my scissors at an angle, and I'm going to go all the way around and just snip off that excess blue background. And you don't have to do this. I just think it's a nice detail to just, to not see that blue background. I think it's just a little distracting. Now I had originally stamped my sentiment at the bottom of the window frame, but now I'm just coming in with a piece of paper. It's just a plain piece of white paper to create the illusion of a windowsill. And I have this cute cat from the Garden Builder die set. I just happen to have him, and I think he's adorable, looking out at the moon. And there's the finished card. And I just wanted you to be able to hear the shaker. And there we are. And I love the red pattern paper. How adorable would that be to have that for wallpaper? All right, third card. Now I've already cut the hole for my window in this piece of paper. And again, I'm using this Wood Textures paper pad, and here's the piece of paper that I used. So this is kind of creating wood paneling, because this is the inside of the house, and here's the outside of the house. Now I have used the Winter Splash Quick Card backgrounds. These are from Spellbinders, and there's different versions of these, and they come with 2 designs. So here's the second design that comes in this particular pack. And they're kind of glossy, really smooth paper. Now I am taping the frame to my white card base right now so that I know where to put my outside view, just so everything is centered. And so now I can glue this right onto the card base, and everything will be where it needs to be. Now, this is my second shaker, so you'll see when I start building the shaker, I'm building it in a different way than I did the previous one. So here's what the card's going to look like. Now, I'm grabbing some acetate. This is the same acetate I used on the last card. I just didn't show you what I was using, but I use these clear acetate sheets from Simon. You could just use clear packaging from products as well. And now I'm adding Scor-Tape to the frame, the back of the frame. And then I can just add my acetate right on top. And again, this whole frame is the size of an A2 card. Now I'm coming in with my foam tape, and my foam tape is a little wide, so I'm just going to cut it down. And these scissors are great for cutting foam tape because they don't stick. Now that little thin piece, I will save. The little piece that I just cut off, I'm going to save it. I just stick it back onto my roll of foam tape, and I always end up using those little pieces. Now here you want to make sure that your foam tape is, completely enclosing the card. So I'm just making sure I'm not snipping too much off of that. But I am going to come in with these little pieces to fill in the corners. And this is great if you're using glitter for shaker bits. This is a great thing to do. Add little pieces in the corner just to make sure there's no escape routes. And so you'll see I am adding glitter. I'm using Distress Rock Candy Glitter and Distress Mica Flakes. These are my kind of go-to products for when I want to make snow. So I'm actually adding it right to the panel itself. And again, I did not double up my foam tape. These are very small shaker bits. They're very thin. They're very small. I don't need to double up my foam tape. I don't like doubling up my foam tape for shaker cards if I don't have to. If I'm using bigger shaker bits, I will. But, if you don't have to have a thicker card, then why do it? So there we go. And I just love this snowy scene. All right, so now all I have to do is glue my window frame right on top. And I'm using Gina K-Connect glue for this. This is going right on top of the acetate. And this little window sill is from the set, the main set. Now I'm adding some foliage at the top. The foliage is from the Build-A-Wreath Die Set. And this sweet little bow is from the Halloween Wreath Add-Ons. These were products that came out in the fall of last year, and I just love these sets. And the red bow, you'll see I used that half dots paper pad that I used at the beginning of the video, and just adding a little decor to the top of the window to create that Christmassy scene. Now you'll see a sentiment on the screen. I was going to use that. I decided it was too big, so you'll see this is the sentiment I ended up with. This is from My Favorite Things Itty Bitty Holiday Set, and I just adore this card. It's just this cozy little cabin scene, and I can just imagine being in front of a fire and looking out that window. Wouldn't that be lovely? That is it for my cards today. I hope you had fun watching. I know I had fun making them. I love any excuse to use pattern paper, and I think pattern paper is perfect for windows because, you have either the outside siding and the inside wallpaper, or you have the inside wallpaper with the outside scenery. I just think it's a perfect marriage of products. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. If you like this video, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.